You're looking at what appears to be an ordinary nickel, but this unassuming coin could be worth thousands of dollars sitting in your coin jar right now. I'm holding two nickels that look nearly identical to the untrained eye, yet they represent some of the most sought-after modern U.S. coinage among serious collectors. Today we're exploring the fascinating world of the 1986 and 1993 Jefferson Nickels, modern treasures hiding in plain sight that continue to stun the numismatic community with their rarity and value. Let's start with the 1986 Jefferson Nickel. This coin represents one of the most remarkable stories in modern American coinage. During the mid-1980s, the U.S. Mint was focused on producing massive quantities of quarters and pennies to meet commercial demand, resulting in significantly lower production of nickels. The Philadelphia Mint, which typically produces the highest quantity of coins, experienced an unusual production limitation that year, specifically affecting the nickel denomination. What makes the 1986 nickel truly special is that the Philadelphia Mint created an exceptionally small number of uncirculated specimen strikes, coins produced with special care using polished dies and planchets. These weren't intended for general circulation but somehow made their way into the coin supply. The mistake wasn't discovered until years later when collectors began noticing these unusual specimens with remarkably sharp details and distinctive satin finishes. The key identifying features of a valuable 1986 nickel include extraordinarily sharp strike quality, particularly noticeable in Jefferson's hair details and the steps of Monticello on the reverse. Under magnification, authentic specimens show perfectly aligned die strikes with none of the typical die deterioration marks found on regular circulation coins. The edge has a distinctive squared finish rather than the slightly rounded edge of standard nickels. The current market for these coins is nothing short of remarkable. While a standard 1986 nickel is worth exactly 5 cents, one of these specimen strikes in MS-67 condition recently sold at heritage auctions for $8,750. Even more impressively, an MS-68 example changed hands privately in 2023 for just over $12,000. For a modern coin that's less than 40 years old, this represents an extraordinary return on investment. What fascinates me about the 1986 nickel is how its story connects to broader economic trends of the time. The Reagan administration's economic policies had created significant changes in coinage production priorities, and this coin stands as a physical artifact of that period. Some numismatists believe these specimen strikes were actually test pieces for new die production methods that were being evaluated for potential cost savings. The condition of these nickels dramatically affects their value. While an uncirculated specimen in MS-63 might bring $1,200 to $1,800, the same coin in MS-66 or higher can command five-figure sums. Even more interesting is that these coins are still being discovered. Just last year, a collector in Minnesota found one in an old roll of nickels he'd kept in storage since the late 1980s. It later sold for over $7,000. The hunt for these specimen strikes has created something of a modern treasure hunt among collectors who meticulously examine rolls of 1986 nickels hoping to find an undiscovered specimen. There are estimated to be fewer than 200 confirmed examples, making this one of the true rarities of modern American coinage despite being produced in our lifetime. Now let's turn our attention to another extraordinary modern rarity, the 1993 Jefferson Nickel. This coin tells an entirely different but equally fascinating story of mint errors and production anomalies. The early 1990s saw the U.S. Mint implementing new automated equipment and production processes, leading to some remarkable mistakes that collectors prize today. The 1993 nickels claim to fame centers around what's known as a matte-proof error. During this year, the Philadelphia Mint was producing special matte finish proof sets for collectors, with these coins bearing no mint mark. However, due to a mix-up in the die preparation process, a small number of circulation strike nickels were accidentally struck using the special matte-proof dies. Identifying these rare 1993 matte errors requires careful examination. The surface has a distinctive sandblasted appearance rather than the typical shiny finish of circulation coins. When tilted under light, genuine examples display a uniform, almost frosted appearance across both the field and the raised details, completely different from the contrasting surfaces seen on regular nickels. The strike is exceptionally crisp, with every detail of Jefferson's portrait and Monticello sharply defined. The market for these 1993 matte errors has exploded in recent years. A certified example in MS-65 condition can command upwards of $5,000, while superior specimens in MS-67 have sold for over $15,000 at specialized auctions. One particularly remarkable example with full steps detail on Monticello brought an astonishing $22,500 at a Stack's Bowers auction in 2022, an incredible return for a 5-cent coin minted within many of our lifetimes. There's a wonderful story behind the discovery of these errors. The first example was identified in 1994 by a bank teller in Chicago who noticed its unusual appearance while counting daily deposits. Being a casual collector, she set it aside, eventually showing it to a local coin dealer who recognized its significance. This discovery sparked a nationwide search among collectors, many combing through rolls of 1993 nickels hoping to find one of these rarities. The value gradient based on condition is particularly steep with the 1993 matte error. An example showing moderate circulation wear might bring $500 to $1,000, while the jump to uncirculated grades sees exponential value increases. What makes these particularly challenging to find in top condition is that they entered circulation before their special nature was recognized, meaning many picked up damage before being discovered. Numismatic researchers estimate fewer than 100 authenticated examples exist, with perhaps another couple dozen still undiscovered in collections or circulation. The U.S. Mint has never officially acknowledged this error, adding an element of mystery that only enhances their appeal. Some experts believe these coins resulted from proof dies being accidentally transferred to the circulation striking department during a particularly busy production period, a simple human error creating a modern treasure. Both these nickels represent something extraordinary in numismatics, modern coins that have achieved legendary status in our lifetime. They remind us that valuable treasures aren't just ancient coins from bygone eras, but can be created through the fascinating intersection of production anomalies, human error, and historical circumstance. Whether you're an established collector or simply curious about the change in your pocket, these nickels demonstrate why modern coin collecting continues to captivate enthusiasts. Keep checking those coin jars, you never know what might be hiding in plain sight, just waiting to be discovered.